What is up, YouTubers, lovers of budget cars and bikes, and campervan conversions, of course. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video on another part we're going to fit, hopefully today. Although, saying that, I did assume it was going to be a simple case of take the old ones out and put the new ones in and off you trot, and they look lovely. But I've since found out, as I'm sure you probably already know, that when you change the headlights on a VW T5, you've got to take the bumper off, which, well, I wasn't expecting it to be quite so difficult. And of course, because we've wrapped and painted the van, I'm hoping that the little kind of panels that are at the front of the bumper, which you've got to take off to get to the bolts that hold the bumper in at the front, aren't going to kind of chip the paint or anything like that. It's another little drama, because this van has been full of little dramas if you've been following the series along, which I hope you have. And you'll know that we've had a few dramas with this car van conversion kind of project, but we have overcome and we are still kind of endeavouring to finish things. But what have we got? We have got some beautiful new black backgrounded LED DRL lights from Car Mod Shop. Huge thank you to them for sending these out. They arrived literally next day. They are the best DRL LED headlights that you can buy that I found online for my needs, as it were. I wanted a black background because, as you know, I'm sure we've actually gone for this kind of blue on black look, and I really wanted to see how it would look with LED DRLs, as it were, at the front, with tinted lights at the back, which we're going to do a separate video on. We're going to change the third brake lights and the rear brake lights, as it were, on the van for tinted ones as well, so we'll do that in another video. But today we are going to talk about these beautiful LED black backgrounded lights that have come from Car Mod Shop. Links will be in the description, of course. First thing we've got to do is get this huge box open. Please excuse all the crap in the background. This is the only place in the house I could find to actually fit this box. I mean, if you look at the size of my hand, it's an enormous box. Anyway, enough waffle. Let's get these open, see what we get in the box, and go from there. Okay, well, that's made things a slightly more manageable, should we say. Obviously, there is a box for each light, which means I can store these away until such a time as I'm brave enough to take that front bumper off, because, as I said, it's got to come off to get these lights in, which I hadn't realised, and is a little bit daunting, if I'm honest. But we will, as I said, endeavour and get it done, and then I will show you guys exactly what it looks like. I'm hoping it's going to look, well, I know it's going to look amazing, and I'm sure you will agree it'll look fantastic. It'll just set the van off so nicely. Again, massive thank you to Car Mod Shop for sending these out so quickly. So that's the boxes you get within the box, as it were. Let's get these open, see what we got. So there's the first one unboxed, as you can see. Now, doesn't that just look stunning? We've got this beautiful DRL that comes all the way down here with LED lights in there, as you can see. You can just about see the bulbs on the inside there. I'm not sure 100% what bulbs they send out with this. I assumed there was already LED bulbs in the main beam and the low beam and the high beam and all the rest of it. But from what I'm led to believe, I might have to actually get some proper... I might get some Osram or Philips Night Vision, something like that. But we'll have a little look as this comes out of the box. As you can see, it is a direct replacement for your headlight. Everything is exactly the same behind as you would expect to see on your standard headlights, including the beam leveler and everything else, which is just down here. Let's get the back of these off and see what kind of bulbs we've got inside here. Okay, well, as you can see, it's just a standard bulb in there for what would appear to be the main beam, as it were, not the high beam, just a normal bulb. So what I might do is change that out for a better bulb. Let's have a little look and see what we get in this one. Yep, same story. So effectively what we've got is two of these kind of standard bulbs here. I'm sure they're better than the bulbs you've already got in your car, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change these out, get some Osram or some Philips Night Vision. I might try to go for the LED bulb upgrade. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to go onto the forum and see if that's going to bring up any fault codes on the dash, because I'm not 100% sure about that, but we'll obviously know the answer to that in the second part of this video when we get out to the van. But as I said, what I might do is upgrade those. If you're going to change the entire headlight, you might as well go for the brightest and the nicest ice white bulbs you can possibly find, and this is a perfect opportunity to actually get that done. There's no point in messing about with this. I mean, I'm not putting down the lights at all. These are obviously upgraded bulbs, I'm sure, but I want the whitest ice white, as it were, beam that I can possibly get. And while it's all apart like this, you may as well upgrade them. It's only going to cost you probably, what, 10 quid a side? You might as well just do it. So what we're going to do is order those in, and then we will jump out to the van and we'll do a comparison on what the stock bulbs look like. We'll then drop the bumper, fit these new bad boys in, and then we'll give you an example of what they look like after you've done everything. I hope that makes sense. But that basically is the unboxing of these new LED LED headlights, the upgraded version with the black background, which I wanted for this VW T5 conversion. I hope you like it. We're going to go out to the van. I'll show you what the stock lights look like at night, that kind of usual orange glow that nobody particularly likes. They're not known for being wonderful, the bulbs on the VW T5s. Hopefully this will change everything. All right, let's get out to the van and check it out. So, as I'm sure you know, if you've got a VW T5 like I have here, the lights, they're not great. I mean, that's the reflection at night there. They're orange like an old halogen bulb would be, of course. They're not brilliant, and there are stories that, I mean, I don't drive at night anymore, but there are stories that they're absolutely bloody useless for going down country lanes. So we are going to update them or upgrade them. There's the high beam as well. That's not so bad, but I mean, it's hard to know until you actually are out at night, as it were, because it's only just dusk now. And they don't look great, and I'm sure putting these new upgraded lights in is going to make an incredible difference. So here they are. As you can see, these are the old halogen bulbs that are just as stock. There's a passenger side and obviously the driver's side there, and although they work perfectly well, they do look very, very dated in a modern world, so that's another reason why we are going to change them out. The unfortunate thing is it's not as easy as you might think it would be. It's a case of basically having to drop this bumper out, which is going to bring problems of its own. Well, hopefully not problems, but just little kind of challenges, should we say. The biggest of which is going to be taking off this little panel here, because there are bolts behind there that you have to take off to get the bumper off. Yeah, you've got to take the bumper off to change the lights, which I didn't know when I decided to go down this road, but it's got to be done. My only concern, of course, is the van's been raptured now, and I'm hoping we're not going to chip off any of this lovely paint. But we are going to basically wait until tomorrow, I think now, because obviously it's a little bit too dark, and I will film dropping the bumper, taking these lights out and putting the new ones in, and then we'll do another test on a night time. Basically, we'll show you exactly what the difference is between these stock halogen bulbs and these lovely new upgraded ones. So let's get this bumper off. So there they are, guys. The lights are in. I actually asked the paint shop who did the Raptor paint to put them in for me, because I was really worried that, obviously, as I said before, I think in this video, you need to take off these little caps here and you've got to get the bolts out from in here. According to the paint shop, there's 28 different bolts and clips you have to take off to get the bumper off in order to get the headlights out, which is just typically German, I guess, in that respect. And I was worried I was going to chip some paint off, and I figured, well, while they were fixing the other bits of paint that they cocked up in the first place, which we won't talk about, they may as well do the lights for me, because they've got a shelter there, obviously, where they do all the painting, and if they did chip it off, they'd be in the perfect place to actually touch it in. As it was, they managed to do it without any real dramas, although they didn't screw this light unit in here properly, so it was dangling out, but, you know, hey-ho, that's what I come to expect from them, I guess, really. But as you can see, they are in. This is the DRL kind of LED upgrade, as it were, for your Volkswagen T5. I'm not sure if these fit the T5.1 or the 6. I think you probably need different lights for that, but I think you'll agree, they look spectacular. I'm so happy with the way they've turned out, because as I said, I wanted this black background to these lights, because we're doing this kind of black on blue affair with the van, and I just think that has smartened up the front end of this van so well. It's unbelievable. We'll get the lights on and I'll show you exactly what they look like and what everything does. So as you can see, what you effectively get is this little kind of run of LEDs down here. Now they're going to be your side lights, effectively. They'll take over from there, and they come down in this kind of L shape here on both sides, and I think that looks stunning, quite frankly. I did change out the bulbs. I'll talk to you about that in a second, but at the moment we've got the main beam on with the side lights on, and as you can see, they are spectacular. That just looks so nice, doesn't it, compared to the stock picture. Again, refer back to the beginning of this video if you want to see what they did look like compared to now, but it is literally night and day. Let's get the high beam on, and as is the case with the T5, as soon as you put the high beam on, the outer lights here go out and the inner lights come on, and as you can see, very much high beam. Now let me just turn these lights off, because I don't want to run the battery down too much, and I'll talk to you about some other little bits with these lights. And I think right at the beginning of the video I did say to you that I thought you should change out the bulbs for some LED bulbs, and I actually thought it'd be better to do it while they were in the box in your garage, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, wherever, than try to do it in the van. That is absolutely the case. I didn't even take my own advice. I basically got the lights fitted, got them home, realised they were that orange halogen kind of effect that you get with normal headlights. Didn't like them as but effectively what you get is these LEDs here, and then you had an orange light here and here. Didn't like it. So I reached out to the car mod shop again, spoke to a really, really lovely guy called James over there. He's the guy that kind of deals with their after sales. As I said, really, really friendly guy, so helpful. He sent out some LED indicator bulbs that go straight into there like that. They're perfect. And he also sent out 4 of the LED bulbs that slot straight in to each of these across here. There was a slight issue with that because my wiring was slightly different, so I had to send those back, and he sent out another set of 4 as well. I mean, just such friendly guys there as well. I mean, it's just unbelievable the service they give you. And as you can see, they are now all in there, but I would reiterate, you should change the bulbs before you put them in. It's really, really simple when they're on the bed or on the kitchen counter or in your garage. It's so simple, it takes seconds. You try doing it when you've got very, very little space because the battery's here and the airbox is here, and trying to get in behind these lights to change the bulbs was a nightmare. In the end, I had to take the battery out. I was going to take the airbox out, but I managed to squeeze them in. I did lose one of the retaining clips for one of the headlights. It fell into the light. That's my fault. Nightmare. So as I said, I would really highly recommend you change the bulbs out while they're in the house, as in the garage, in your bedroom, wherever you're putting the lights together. Change out the bulbs then. It takes 2 seconds, and you can just fit them in and off you go. Much, much better idea than trying to do it after you fit it into the van. Take my advice. It really is a lot easier to do it before you put them in. But that is it. These are the DRL, but they're not really necessarily what you might call DRLs unless you put the DRL switch in, which is another video for another time. These are more LED upgrades because we've got LED indicator bulb, LED side light bulb that comes around in this L shape here, LED highlight, LED main beam. That is the upgrade with the black background. They do it in a kind of chrome effect background as well, but as I said, I like this black on blue kind of affair. As you can see, we've got black and black and black, and we got black here as well, and I just think that looks absolutely stunning. I hope you agree. Comments in the comments section if you would, guys, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing that and give the video a thumbs up as well. We are coming very close towards the end of the video series for this VW T5 camper conversion now. We've got some furniture arriving, I think probably later this week as well, so we're going to put all that in. I'll talk to you all about that as well, and then a couple of little bits, a couple of bits of curtain, maybe some fabric stuff, and we will be done. But I think you'll agree that is a huge transformation. Massive shout out to the car mod shop as well. Link is in the description. These will set you back somewhere around about 260 quid a set, I think, but then you will need the bulb upgrade. If you have a chat with James, he might even throw them in. You never know. All right, guys, tell him I sent you, and you might get a bit of a discount. If there is a discount code, I'll put it in the description with the link to where you can buy these. But I hope you've enjoyed this little video series on the light upgrade. If it's been of any use to you at all, as I said, give the video a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll do some more on this T5 over the next couple of weeks. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope it helped. Take care now.